Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back to the channel. Today we have a pretty interesting plot detail and story revolving around Obi-Wan Kenobi concerning another Jedi that survived Order 66, this being a pretty major plot point in the first two episodes of Kenobi according to Making Star Wars and Bespin Bulletin, as they have a full scene report and breakdown concerning this brand new surviving Jedi as well as an encounter with the Inquisitors. This appears to be a really dark scene and a very gritty take on the Obi-Wan Kenobi story, at least to start it off, very much setting the tone for what is to come in the future, as the Inquisitors are very much the main antagonists for the first three episodes and Vader for the last three. But with this establishing the universe, the hunt for the Jedi being in full swing at this point in time, as well as Obi-Wan Kenobi's stance on this. So with that said, we're going to break down the scene in this brand new announcement of a new Jedi character, an Order 66 survivor. With that said, there will be minor spoilers in this video for the first episode of Kenobi presumably, so if you want to go into the series knowing absolutely nothing, please click off now. But if you're like me and are interested in the story details that are coming out thus far, go ahead and stick around as we break it all down. The following article, which I will link below, comes from Bespin Bulletin, which says this: amid speculation on who certain actors are playing in Obi-Wan Kenobi, I'm happy to report who Benny Safdie is playing in the limited series. I can exclusively reveal that Safdie is playing a Jedi named Nari, who's been seeking out Obi-Wan Kenobi, but Nari is being hunted down by the Inquisitors, and this is the reason why they ultimately arrive on the world of Tatooine. In the trailer, you get two glimpses of Nari, one at an establishment where Moses Egram's Reva, the third sister, jumps in front of him and ignites her lightsaber, and a shot of his feet as he's being hung. But the trailer also gives us a small piece of conversation between Obi-Wan and Nari when you hear the former say, "The fight is done, we lost," with this confirming that Obi-Wan's voiceover in the trailer is actually speaking with Nari and not Qui-Gon Jinn or another Jedi. I can add a little bit of extra information regarding the scene where Nari is confronted by Reva in the teaser trailer. My sources told me that Reva, the fifth brother, and the Grand Inquisitor shake down civilians trying to lure Nari out, and all three enter an establishment as seen in the trailer. We see the Grand Inquisitor give a speech about the Jedi not being able to help themselves, which we partly heard in the trailer itself. The character of Nari was previously revealed by Making Star Wars, who revealed Nari grew up in the Jedi Temple on Coruscant and has been seeking out Obi-Wan since Order 66 for the past 10 years. Nari finally finds Kenobi and asks him for help, but Obi-Wan refuses and advises him to bury his lightsaber in the sand. However, Kenobi rejecting Nari's plea for help results in the death of the young Jedi, something I'm sure will deeply weigh on Obi-Wan throughout the course of the series. In addition to this, we also have more information leading to the fact that Owen Lars eventually ventures to the town in Tatooine, believing that the Jedi being hung is Obi-Wan Kenobi, and that Obi-Wan has finally been caught, with Owen therefore venturing to the town in order to see this for himself. However, it's revealed that the Jedi that was caught and hung was Nari and not in fact Obi-Wan. This still leads into more conflict between Owen and Obi-Wan Kenobi directly though, as Owen blames Obi-Wan for leading the Inquisitors to the planet, and if Nari was able to track Obi-Wan down, Owen is worried that the Inquisitors, or worse, Darth Vader, would also be able to track down and find Luke, making it even more questionable whether or not Obi-Wan should remain on Tatooine for the safety of the young Luke Skywalker, or whether or not his presence on the planet is detrimental or helpful at all. It also appears as if what we've learned, Obi-Wan's journey is going to be very similar to that of Luke Skywalker's from The Last Jedi. However, we know thanks to A New Hope, Obi-Wan ultimately resolves to keep the Jedi Order going, and to teach Luke Skywalker the ways of the Jedi and encourage the young boy as time goes on and when he's ready. The fate of Nari will of course be hugely impactful to Obi-Wan and will likely lead him to take up his lightsaber yet again. What's interesting here is that this is very similar to Obi-Wan Kenobi's viewpoints in Legends continuity, as he believed that most of the Jedi should run and hide, ultimately telling Nari what we now know in canon, that the Jedi lost, that the war is over, and that Nari should give up his path as a Jedi. In Legends, Obi-Wan called all of the Jedi that tried to confront and kill Darth Vader fools, as he knew that they would not stand a chance against the overwhelming strength of the Empire, in his own mind thinking that at least for the time the era of the Jedi had come to an end and a close, and that they simply stood no chance against the Inquisitors, Vader, or Emperor Palpatine, something that appears as if he has the same sentiment for in the Kenobi series. But as we know thanks to the New Hope and other content revolving around Obi-Wan, that he very much does not adopt this philosophy. In Star Wars Rebels, encouraging Ezra Bridger to take on his role as a Jedi Jedi and learn as much about the Force as he can. Everything we've been hearing about the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, it seems as if it's going to be something very, very special. As at this point in time, especially in canon, we haven't really gotten a look at how Obi-Wan Kenobi handled the Jedi Purge in Order 66. We immediately jump from his story from being a fully formed Jedi and watching the Jedi Order crumble to being a wise Jedi Master, and we don't get to see the stages of grief that he encounters, which of course we will be seeing in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. It's interesting though that a Jedi was actually able to track Obi-Wan down, and it does make sense that this young Jedi in Nari would look to Obi-Wan for help in rebuilding the Jedi Order. It's also interesting that the voiceover in the trailer is now confirmed to have been a conversation between Obi-Wan and Nari, as well as the voiceover from the Grand Inquisitor, who apparently begins threatening civilians in order to draw Nari out. This being a tactic that we know not only the Inquisitors used, but also the clone troopers, as there was actually a clone order similar to Order 66 that had the clone troopers threaten civilians in order to draw out Jedi. Of course, the Inquisitor, the Grand Inquisitor that is, has a voiceover about this in the trailer itself, saying that the Jedi code is like an itch and that the Jedi will not be able to help himself if they threaten civilians. It's also interesting that in the trailer itself, we actually get to see the death of Nari, meaning that he will not be important to the overall story, at least past the first 2 episodes, or potentially even the first episode. But anyway, my friends, what are your guys' thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on Obi-Wan telling a Jedi to bury his lightsaber and to get rid of it? What are your thoughts on the death of the Padawan Nari, who managed to escape Order 66 until 10 years after the events of Revenge of the Sith? And what are your thoughts on how this will ultimately propel the plot of Obi-Wan forward? As always, my friends, thank you guys so much for watching the channel. If you want to stay up to date with everything Obi-Wan Kenobi related and up to date on all Star Wars content, be sure to force crush that subscribe button.